Fine. I usually only do a one-year Oscars where I look back and judge, but I'm going to make an exception for the 2019 Oscars, the year that everything changed for me. Not to jump ahead, but I saw Rami Malek win Best Actor over Bradley Cooper, and I was like, all right, from now on, I will now dedicate the rest of my life following this stupid award show so I can at least be prepared when they fuck me. Fast forward to now, and I'm still getting screwed, but like that's not the point. And before I get started, let me know what you guys think about this year and just the nominations, because I want to know. I want to read it. But we'll all get into that. Let's take a look at the 2019 Oscars, aka the Green Book year, or the Green Book versus Roma year, or the Bohemian Rhapsody won the most Oscars year, or one of the most poorly reviewed Best Picture lineups since Expansion year, or the Olivia Colman over Glenn Close year, or the Black Panther year, or I could keep going. Okay, so let's take a look at Best Picture. And I don't know why, but when I look at the movies nominated, all I see is the color beige or like a vomit green. I don't know why that's the feeling I get, because I like some of these movies, but that's just what I see. Just as a heads up for those who aren't familiar, with these videos, I usually like to look back, yes, on what happened, but also just say, did they get it right? And obviously it's in my opinion or just, an overall consensus. And I usually try to stay somewhat level-mannered here. I will say for this one, no. I will be very opinionated, so if you are very defensive about some of these movies, you might want to click off. Let's set the scene here, okay? I followed the Oscars a little bit in this year. Obviously not to the extent I do now, where I almost go overboard, but I knew what won PGA, I knew what won Critics' Choice, BAFTA, Globe, all that stuff. I followed the major stuff here. So I thought I had a good handle on what was happening until Green Book won, which for some reason actually caught me by surprise. And looking back on it now, it really shouldn't have, knowing what I know now. But I just felt very confident that Roma was winning, and actually remember watching it with my girlfriend. And just the way the Oscars were going, I was like, oh my God, Bohemian Rhapsody is gonna fucking win Best Picture, and I'm gonna lose my mind. Like, what the fuck is happening? And then Green Book won, and I was caught totally off guard by it. I was just silent.
And the Oscar goes to Green Book.
So let's dive deeper a little bit. Green Book won Golden Globe Comedy, and it won PGA. So let's just answer it off the top. Did they get it right? No, they didn't. What? No. And I say this as someone who doesn't even hate Green Book. I actually think it's very well acted. I think it's a competently made movie. It's charming. It's pretty much exactly what I thought it was going to be, controversy aside. So I don't hate Green Book. But when I watched Green Book, it was like, why is this even gonna get nominated? Like, this is like a solid movie to me. And that was really all I thought. And then it got nominated, and I was like, yeah, okay, sure. And then it actually won, and then everyone lost their mind. I'm not even speaking for myself here. Green Book has not aged well. It didn't age well in the moment when it happened. And it is regarded probably as maybe the worst Best Picture winner of the 2010s. Not to me, but I think most people would probably think that. I am still congested a little bit, fuck. And usually how these Oscars are is eventually two movies just start to be paired up against each other. That's usually just how it turns out, unless it's a special type of year. And obviously the competition was Roma. So you can see down there, alphabetical order. Roma was not nominated for Golden Globe, but that's just because they don't allow foreign movies then. It didn't win Best International Film, obviously at the Globes. It won Critics' Choice, it won BAFTA, and then it just loses. It loses. Netflix doesn't get its Best Picture. No international film, which Parasite completed the year after. It didn't win Best Picture, and I guess that's the movie that most people would probably say should have won. I'm a little dubious of that just because I feel like as time has gone on and then it has become more acceptable, I feel like I've seen more people be like, Roma is very boring, and it is slow, and it shouldn't have won Best Picture. It's one of those deals where it's like, I admire it, but I don't actually like it. One of those deals. I like Roma. I think it's a very good movie. Would it have been my pick? No. It probably would have been my number 2 on the ballot, if I'm being honest, though. So Green Book versus Roma ends up in Green Book winning. Okay, let's take a look at the other nominees. Black Panther won SAG, nominated everywhere except BAFTA. It came out in February, I believe. It made $1 bajillion. Marvel's first movie nominated for Best Picture. Now since I didn't have this channel back then, obviously, I mean, you guys can look at my letterbox to see how I really feel, even though some of those ratings are probably outdated. So I'll give you a little glimpse right now. Black Panther I think is fine. I think there are better Marvel movies, and there are certainly worse Marvel movies here. I was surprised that Black Panther was actually nominated for Best Picture. I mean, obviously happy for it. I think that's cool. I think, but yeah, I think it's fine. It's whatever. It's certainly not the worst nominee here. Certainly not. BlacKkKlansman, one of the 2 movies that got nominated everywhere. Globe, Critics' Choice, SAG, BAFTA, and PGA. I like BlacKkKlansman. I think it's good. Is it Spike Lee's best? No, it's not. Is it a good movie? Yes, it is. Two things can be true. Bohemian fucking Rhapsody won Golden Globe drama over A Star Is Born. And I blame the Globes for all of this because Bohemian Rhapsody, from what I remember, was not even like a lock for Best Picture. I remember it was nominated for Globes and everyone's like, wow, that's surprising. And then it won and everyone's like, okay, what the hell is going on? And I feel like that gave people permission to then nominate it elsewhere. Or it got nominated at SAG and PGA, and then it was like, okay, I guess Bohemian Rhapsody is going to get nominated over If Beale Street Could Talk. I guess that's going to happen here. I guess that's going to happen. This movie is one of the worst movies just nominated for Best Picture that, at least for me, that I can remember, and I have not been following the Oscars as long as a lot of you guys have. I know that for a fact. Bohemian Rhapsody is god-awful. I don't like it. But do I understand why people like it? I do. So I actually have less of a problem with it being nominated for Best Picture than I do with Rami Malek and Best Actor, which we will get to. Oh boy, we will get to it. But Bohemian Rhapsody is awful. That's my opinion. The Favorite, nominated Globe, Critics' Choice, BAFTA, PGA. Good movie. I like it. I'll admit I don't love it as much as everyone else does, but I certainly do like it. I think it's pretty good. Olivia Colman, Emma Stone, Rachel Weisz, they're all amazing. And, I was worried that The Favorite was going to end up getting goose-egged here at the Oscars. Obviously, that didn't happen. We'll get to that. A Star Is Born, maybe a hot take. I don't know if it actually is. Out of the nominees, that's my favorite. A Star Is Born. It was nominated everywhere. I think it's actually the best one for me. Followed then by Roma. I just liked it the most. I cannot believe Bradley Cooper just didn't get director, yes, and then obviously actor. Whatever. And then Vice. I actually like Vice. I might have rated it too high on Letterboxd. I don't know what I gave it, but I feel like I gave it too high a score. But I don't mind Vice. I think it's fine. It's fine. And honestly, these movies is just, as a group, it's like, okay, sure, whatever. What's going on here? What the fuck's happening? I mean, there are just so many better movies. And I know this is said every year, but I mean, the slate that we got, I mean, what is this? This just, I'm getting upset now. What was left off the cutting room floor in terms of that actually got like some actual industry nominations? I was actually surprised to find out how well Crazy Rich Asians did. Globe Comedy, SAG, PGA didn't get in. If there was a slot of 10, maybe it does get in. First Man, rest in peace. That thing got shafted everywhere. Really only got Critics' Choice for Best Picture. If Beale Street Could Talk, a fire-ass movie, a movie that should be nominated, only Globe and Critics' Choice, and that was it. Mary Poppins Returns, it's all right. And A Quiet Place for PGA. Respect to the PGA, but they usually do that. Quiet Place is fire. Better than Bohemian Rhapsody. All right, so here are just some notable movies that, don't take these seriously. These are just some random movies that came out off the top of my head that came out that year. Obviously, Infinity War and the big movies like that. But also, you look at, what is that? 8th Grade, fire. Hereditary, fire. Mission Impossible Fallout, fire. Paddington 2, oh yeah. Shoplifters, Spider-Verse. There are so many better movies than what we ended up getting for Best Picture, and that pisses me off. We don't have to spend too much time on this one. Alfonso Cuarón swept everywhere. Golden Globe, Critics' Choice, BAFTA, and DGA. Yorgos Lanthimos for The Favorite got nominated. Spike Lee for BlacKkKlansman nominated everywhere. Adam McKay nearly nominated everywhere except BAFTA. And Paweł Pawlikowski for Cold War was nominated for BAFTA. And I feel like this is when people are like, okay, maybe this international director slot, we should start taking this seriously. Because he got nominated at BAFTA, and then he gets a nomination over Bradley Cooper, who was nominated everywhere. You can see down there, that hurts me a little bit. Take out like Adam McKay or something. I don't know. Shove in Bradley Cooper. Bradley Cooper needs to be here. Damien Chazelle, once again, Critics' Choice. That never really manifested. Peter Farrelly, he got snubbed in the nominations, and everyone's like, oh my God, Green Book is done. Green Book is so done. You missed the director nomination. You're done. Obviously not. He was nominated like a lot of places too. So that's that. Oh well. Did they get it right? Yeah, I think that's the right pick anyway. Even if Bradley Cooper is there, Alfonso Cuarón, what are you going to do? Say no? No, I don't think so. Best Actress. Okay, Olivia Colman swoops in at the last second. Rest in peace, Glenn Close. Glenn Close nearly swept. She lost the BAFTA to Olivia Colman, and that was when people are like, all right, that's it. Olivia Colman is it. Because the anonymous Oscar ballots were all like, Glenn Close is going to win, but Olivia Colman gave my favorite performance. And honestly, this has aged pretty damn well. I'm just not convinced that The Wife is a movie. I have not seen it. You have not seen it. And if you have seen it, you haven't actually seen it. What's also aged not well is Glenn Close not having an Oscar. I still feel like she'll get one eventually. It's just The Wife, that's not it. That's not it. So that's the correct pick with Olivia Colman. I think that's a good pick. Yalitza Aparicio got nominated for Roma, only having a Critics' Choice nomination. And you can see all 4 other nominees were nominated everywhere. Globe, Critics' Choice, SAG, and BAFTA. Olivia Colman and Glenn Close both won Globe in their respective categories. And then Olivia Colman winning BAFTA. Glenn Close tied Best Actress with Lady Gaga, Critics' Choice. That's what that is. And then Glenn Close won SAG. Who was left out? Emily Blunt, Mary Poppins Returns, nominated for Globe, Critics' Choice, and SAG. Toni Collette for Hereditary only got a Critics' Choice. Now, that was never going to happen. But let me just say, what the fuck? Let's just say in some random world where the Academy embraces horror, Hereditary got in and Toni Collette got in, wins. She wins. She has to win. She would be the best winner. Like, she's the best performance I saw that year, and that's that. And then you can see everyone else was nominated. Obviously, a lot of Globe stuff just because of the 2 categories. Viola Davis got nominated for Widows. That's kind of cool in the BAFTA. Elsie Fisher, Nicole Kidman, and Rosamund Pike, all those. The nominations are pretty set, though, except for Yalitza Aparicio. So 4 of them are pretty set. Okay, let's take a look at this piece of shit category. So Rami Malek wins for Bohemian Rhapsody. And let me say this. I know a lot of people like this movie. And like I just said earlier, I understand if you like this movie. What I cannot understand, if you actually watched movies that year, how do you think Rami Malek gave the best performance in Bohemian Rhapsody? I have 2 friends. One of them might be watching this. I doubt she's watching this. She might be watching on mute. One of them was like, he gave the best performance. And I was like, no. And she was like, yeah, I haven't actually seen Bohemian Rhapsody. I had 2 people say that to me. How dare they? What the fuck is that? They haven't even seen Bohemian Rhapsody and they said that? No. You are voting for Freddie Mercury and that is what you're voting on. I do not understand how you watch that and you think that's the best performance out of the nominees. No, absolutely not. If not Bradley Cooper, which, let me just get this out the way, Rami Malek is not the correct choice. He has not aged well at all. And I'm talking critical consensus. I'm talking overall consensus. And I'm talking about me personally. Not aged well. That did not age well in the moment when it happened. And certainly not now that years have passed. But if not Bradley Cooper, give it to Christian Bale, and I'm fine with it. Give it to Willem Dafoe, and I'm fine with it. Viggo Mortensen for Green Book? I actually don't know if I'm... You know what? I would still be okay with that more than Rami Malek. He's the worst one here. So, Rami Malek almost swept. He lost Critics' Choice to Christian Bale. Doesn't even fucking matter. Rami Malek wins the Globe Drama Actor. Christian Bale wins the Globe Comedy Actor. And then Rami Malek takes SAG and BAFTA and takes the Oscar for his first nomination and his first win. Bradley Cooper is nominated everywhere, did not win a single thing. What the fuck is going on, guys? What the fuck was in the air that year, huh? What was going on? If you love Rami Malek in this movie, by the way, let me know, okay? Don't let me turn you away, okay? Let me know. I want to hear it. But what the fuck? To be honest, these nominations were pretty set, except for Willem Dafoe. I mean, people were thinking maybe it's John David Washington. Will Ethan Hawke kind of do a surprise thing? And then Willem Dafoe gets it. So you can see who was nominated down there. I mean, most notably, Ryan Gosling in First Man, yes. Ethan Hawke, which if Ethan Hawke was nominated, people would probably want him to win, to be honest, because a lot of people really love that performance. And John David Washington for Black Klansman, who got a Globe and SAG nomination. Everyone else was never really in the conversation. But I mean, this is just an atrocity, just an absolute atrocity. And that's the moment where I was like, okay, I'm gonna create a channel soon. I don't know when, but I'm gonna create it. I'm gonna start following this shit now because I can't take it. I can't take this pain. Okay, Best Supporting Actress, Regina King for If Beale Street Could Talk. So looking at it on paper, it's a little confusing why Regina King would win. But in the year, it was very clear that Regina King was gonna win. But if you look at it, she only won Golden Globe and Critics' Choice. Amy Adams, Emma Stone, and Rachel Weisz nominated everywhere. Marina de Tavira for Roma, not nominated anywhere, and then she gets a surprise nomination, probably over Claire Foy, who was nominated at Globe, Critics' Choice, and BAFTA for First Man, but like I said, First Man got shafted. Rachel Weisz won BAFTA, and Emily Blunt for A Quiet Place wins SAG. Oh boy, that's a good win. I don't care. I don't care what you say. That's a good win. Emily Blunt in A Quiet Place. She should be nominated. I don't care. So looking at it, it is surprising, but Regina King was clearly going to win. And it was just like, okay, so SAG, I think if I remember correctly, Beale Street had like a screener issue because that always fucking happens at SAG. It's so annoying. And then it just doesn't get in at BAFTA. I don't even remember why it didn't get in at BAFTA. And yet it was just so clear that she was going to win and then she just ends up winning. Is this the right pick? Sure. I actually feel like this is actually a pretty like solid category. I mean, I don't know about like, I don't even remember what Amy Adams did in Vice, but maybe if you take a poll now, someone from The Favorite wins, either Emma Stone or Rachel Weisz, but that's still a good pick, Regina King and Beale Street. I don't have any gripes with this one. All right, supporting actor, Mahershala Ali sweeps. He won everything for Green Book, his second Oscar in 3 years, and that was never really up in the air. I remember the anonymous Oscar ballots were all saying Richard E. Grant, but nope. So him, Adam Driver, and Richard E. Grant all got nominated everywhere. Sam Elliott for A Star Is Born got nominated at Critics' Choice, and SAG surprisingly didn't get that much as I remembered. And Sam Rockwell, I assume, takes the 5th spot with a Globe and BAFTA nomination over Timothée Chalamet for A Beautiful Boy, who got nominated everywhere, and then he ends up missing. That one hurts me, especially. I don't know what's, like, why Sam Rockwell in Vice? I don't know, he's, like, kind of funny. He's fucking weird. Why? Why? What the fuck? Michael B. Jordan got nominated for Black Panther at Critics' Choice. Hot take, I actually don't like his performance of Black Panther. I like the character of Killmonger. I don't like his performance, though. I know that's a hot take. I love Michael B. Jordan, though. I love Michael B. Jordan. He should get nominated for Creed. I don't care. But yeah, supporting actor, that's just one. Just the Chalamet snub just kind of hurts because Sam Rockwell, like, why? We don't need to do that. We did not need to give Sam Rockwell that. But whatever. All right, original screenplay. This is just a messy category. So Green Book wins for the Globe, where remember there's only one category for Globe. The Favorite wins BAFTA. First Reformed wins Critics' Choice. And 8th Grade, which is not even nominated, won WGA. I was gonna go with The Favorite. I remember I predicted that, and then I went to Green Book, and I was like, okay, well. But I mean, you see, Green Book, Roma, and Vice were all nominated everywhere. Cold War was nominated for a BAFTA. A Quiet Place was nominated at Critics' Choice and WGA. And then, I'm glad First Reform got in. But yeah, Green Book is a screenplay winner. No, not the right pick. Honestly, I'd like the 8th Grade pick. Honestly, the favorite First Reformed or Roma would probably be like the correct choice. Best adapted screenplay, Spike Lee wins his Oscar. BlacKkKlansman wins after winning BAFTA. The Ballad of Buster Scruggs gets nominated. No precursors at all, but it's a Coen Brothers movie, so that was surprising. Got a couple nominations. Can You Ever Forgive Me? Beale Street Could Talk, nominated everywhere. One Critics' Choice, and A Star Is Born also gets nominated. What was left out? Black Panther, First Man. The 4 were pretty locked in. And I like BlacKkKlansman, so I'm not going to complain about the winner. If you're asking me, I would go with If Beale Street Could Talk just because I like that movie more. But, that's just me. And that's that. I'm only going over the above the line categories. Obviously, there's a whole bunch of shit that happened. But, I mean, overall, just awful. I really hate this, actually. This is worse looking on it in paper, just like looking at it on screen. This is just, what are people thinking when going through this? It's crazy. Their mindset is just so wild to me, and it's so interesting, and that's why I continue to follow it now. Hopefully 2023 will be pretty good, because I have a feeling it will be good. Famous last words, but I have a feeling. Let me know what you guys think about this year overall, because I definitely want to know. But yeah, that'll be it. Sorry for the Rami Malek stands out there. Don't hate me too hard. He's a good actor, just not this one.